We are here, very much alive here and live. Hello, everyone. Those ones watching us from wherever. Um, Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Karibuni hapa. It's yet another day that God has given us life and the privilege to once more come and just share again what's going on, what we are learning, and more importantly, this opportunity that was um, open to us, that from it we can't say thank you enough because of who we are becoming in the process. I have my sisters here. They will be introducing themselves as we go along. But one thing that I'm gonna be very, very sure they'll agree with me is yes, we signed up for this opportunity thinking it was a business, but who you are becoming is the real business here. It's the real business here. And that is what we are here for, to talk about the lessons that we've learned. So the conversation we are going to have today is simple, but not easy. If it's going to be, it starts with us because that is what we've seen. This is not a slogan, it's a responsibility that we've learned along this journey. That this business is not about income, it's actually a compensation plan for what you get from the self development. We don't just get paid with, because of anything else, but because of who we are becoming and who we are helping along the way. So I will have my sisters help us understand what I'm talking about from the lessons zenye wamesoma and how things are just unraveling with them. For the sisters, brothers in Kenya, happy Jamhuri Day. It's Jamhuri Day, right? For those ones who are in Kenya, karibuni sana, karibuni sana. So I'm gonna have my sisters, each one of them, as we prepare for 2026. We are saying it's gonna take or cost us something to become that person that lives with a lot of peace, lives in purpose, lives planting seeds, seeds of honor, seeds of belonging, leaves a legacy to not only to their kids but with an impact that will affect the next generation. And we can only be in position to talk about this again just because of this opportunity that was granted to us. And we can only pay it forward by sharing the goodness so that we can create that awareness to another person also. And so, as we prepare for 2026, I'm going to ask my siblings here, my sisters, call them whatever you know. For me, they mean a lot more than just business, um, and that can be another discussion another time. But for now, I'm blessed to have my sisters here, and I'm gonna have them help us answer a few questions as we reflect on the lessons so far that we've learned in saying yes to this opportunity in this 2025 and as we go to 2026. What are they bringing along? I mean, what are they coming with in 2026? Or what are they changing so that they get to 2026 more prepared? And so I'll have my sister Regina introducing herself. And as she introduces herself, I will ask her question. What is one truth you've learned this year about money, time, or security that you can no longer ignore going to 2026? So, Sister Regina, introduce yourself And from there, please help us learn from you what you've learned. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Sister Lynette, for hosting us today. And to our audience, we are grateful that you have joined us, whether live or on replay. We really appreciate you. My name is Regina, and I am a mother, I'm a nurse, and I'm also a proud digital business owner and mentor in this business community that is so amazing, that is changing lives of so many people, including mine. And today, as we come to you with this topic of if it has to change, it's going to start with me. I'm just paraphrasing. I think it was put differently, but I want to talk about this truth, this truth that I have learned. The question goes, what is one truth you've learned this year about money, time, or security? So, and to answer this question, I can confidently, say that one truth that I can no longer ignore as we go into the year 2026 is especially about time. You know, I will talk about security later, but about time is that, time is one thing that you cannot earn back. So once it goes, it goes. So, and, you know, after knowing that, of course, this is something we keep on singing over and over again, but until you sit down and think about it, like time gone is gone, then that is when you take it serious. Because sometimes you just take it for granted when you think that time is one thing that you cannot earn back. And so this year, because of being in this business, it has enabled me to work less. I work 2 days a week. I've been working 2 days a week for a long time, but I used to pick up a lot. But this year, I think this is the year that I've worked less in my life since I came to diaspora. This is the year I've worked less hours in total because you're already concluding the year. So, and this has been made possible because I know that even if it's not this one, there's something else I'm relying on. So, and that has made me to have more time to myself and for my family as well. And of course, being a mother, I like to spend time with my family. And sometimes, because my kids are teenagers, sometimes they don't even want to just sit there with you. If you have teenagers or if your kids are grown and you have had teenagers at some point, they don't just want, it's not the little kids that always used to just, hang around you all the time. They cannot even give you space, which was a good time. Unfortunately, most of us that time we used to work a lot. But everything is anything, even if it's this time, is still valid. So, but for those of us who have teenagers, like sometimes they don't even want to spend all the time with the parents, with mom and all that. But the fact that you are in the same place together, I could be in my office, they could be around, but they just want to be in their own rooms or wherever to be with the other kids, but they feel good knowing that you're there. Like like when even whether I'm in business or what, my kids just pop in anytime. And they feel good that mom is around most of the time because I work less. So that time is so invaluable. Like I cannot even compare with anything. So that is something that I've learned. Of course, I knew it, but I think the learning here is like it has gotten deep in me that time is one thing that I cannot earn back. And I realized that, and you don't realize until you stop working those too many hours. Because this I realized when I saw that, oh, I realized I used to give too much to away to just to stay afloat on bills and other things, but you will never realize that until you stop, until you have more time to yourself. That's when you realize, oh, I think something has changed. But when you're working, when people, and if you're one of those people who pick shifts after shift, don't get me wrong, but it's a truth, it's a fact. When you're working, sometimes your mind just normalize that, and you think that that is normal, and you never think about your trading time for money. and you're trading time and at the expense of your family, at the expense of your children. So that is one thing that I cannot deny that I've learned. Time is very, very important. And if it passes, it's something you'll never get back.
Mm.
And trading time for whatever it is to just to have your bills paid or anything, it cannot, the whatever damage happens because of not being there, it's not an excuse. Like you are working to get this place or that and that. It's not an excuse. And sometimes the hard truth is ignorant, being like you didn't know, it's not so not an excuse. So that is the nature of life. Like it's not gonna forgive you because you didn't know. It's up to you to find information. And now here we are giving you all this information that this is how you can get your time back. So the other thing about job security I've learned, a single paycheck is not, you cannot consider a single paycheck as a job security. There's no security, no matter how stable that check is. Because sometimes we get comfortable because you have those high position, managerial position, and all that, and you think like this paycheck is all I need. No, it's not enough. And I want you to hear me as I say this very loudly. A single paycheck is not enough. You cannot call that job security. I mean security in general, because it's what we're talking about here. Because uh, I know we are talking about what we learned this year, but I want to take you back to when we had COVID, when it first hit, and we saw how many people lost their jobs. Even those people who had a very secure job in that very, that paycheck that is so fat, you know, that tells you a single paycheck is not enough. Most of the people who are able to, other than those who are categorized as, what were they calling us? Those people who are in healthcare, essential workers. Apart from those people who are categorized as essential workers, we saw people lose jobs left, right, and then ended up in depression and all that
Mhm.
because the positions they were holding, there's no time they ever thought that they could lose that. And that tells you a single paycheck is not enough. It's not enough to consider like I have a job security because nowadays we all know that there's nothing like permanent job. They tell you it's permanent, but it's not permanent. It's not permanent. Whatever you can consider, it's whatever it's your own, because there's no way somebody is going to come in the morning and fire you. But that position, we have seen it everywhere. Like losing job is just in a blink, something small, you can just lose it. And I'm not scaring anybody because I'm also employed. I work 2 days in a week. So, and because I'm not retiring today, it's not I'm scaring anybody, but it's the truth. We have to tell ourselves that truth so that we can wake up from that sleep that we have slept and know that security is not found in that one single paycheck. So it is always good to have something, have another stream of income that that you can sorry, let me do this. I don't know how to do this. So it's good to have another stream of income that you can consider as not security, but you are in a better position because by the end of the day, it's God who give us security. So, but remember, a single paycheck is not security at all. Then, what was the other part of the question? It was about time, security, and maybe I can talk about the peace that come, true peace doesn't come from these things that we think. It comes from having options because imagine you have just one paycheck and then there is those rumors at work that people are going to be laid off. Your peace is going to be impacted so heavily. So it is important to know that peace does not come from having these things. But remember, by the end of the day, the center piece is God. So that is regardless of anything else. But aside from that, these paychecks, this working extra hours does not give us peace. We might think it's peace because we're getting that money that we think is a lot, but in the long run, it's not. Because if you cannot even enjoy that money, then what next? So I think I just want to stop there and, leave us with this question. How do we want to move into 2026? After knowing that security does not come from paycheck and peace does not come from that, fat paycheck and that those multiple jobs and, all that, how do we want to move into 2026? Do we want to continue moving, being absent for our families? Do we want to continue relying on that one paycheck? So if not, then I have this good news for you. We have a way that you and me, I'm already there. I'm already in a business, and it's what I'm inviting you to, so that we can be able to, we can what can I say? We can build our legacies, not just for us, but for our families. So I want to give it back to our hosts, and may God bless you all. And we hope to see you as you even enter the new year. We need to continue building this and to have you also start building yours. All right, back to you, Lynette. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Sister Regina. A lot of nuggets that has layers from what you are, the different hats you wear as a parent, to even you as an individual. When you are talking about your precious and sometimes not doing anything, what it reminded me of is it's gonna get a time. I normally say when the dust settles, we will want these uh, kids to be around us, not to give us anything, um, but just to be around us. And that is the same thing we need to be showing the way Regina is saying. That let us always know we have a backup and we have people who care about us. They will do so well if that is modeled before them. They learn more from what they observe than what we tell them. I normally say, if you one thing you can do for your kids is avail yourself. Yes, providing for them is good, but what is more important is your presence, because our basic responsibility as parents is to nurture them so that in this tomorrow's life, whether we are there or not, they can be able to pick on life because they saw mommy, they saw daddy do things in a certain way. You'll have given them a benchmark. That is a present right now, that is rare. And if you have a chance that you can now best or make a foundation, or based on that, create room for that, then you are sorted. You're sorted as you sort them out. You know what? She said, have something with your name on it. That's what she said. Apart from time being a limited resource, as she also said, having one paycheck is, I don't know what kind of peace one gets, whether it's how fat, because one email or one phone call will take that away from you. The one thing can be sure is that if you had something with your name on it, it does not only give you peace, but it creates a foundation for legacy for your kids, for those who are parents, that they can also enjoy the peace in their later years. I don't want to derail so much in what she has said, but what we are here, we are saying we are paying forward. Somebody made this awareness available to us. We grabbed it and we are simply saying, hey, we are here to create that same awareness so that you don't have to go through the pain you are going through of either being an absent parent, or lacking peace just because of only having one source of income. Thank you so much, Sister Regina, for the nuggets. May God keep on blessing you as you unravel, because Regina is layered. I'm looking forward to seeing the Regina that will be in 2026. I'm moving to our Sister McKenna. Sister McKenna, I'll introduce yourself and help us uh, looking back, what worked because you took ownership and what did not work because you waited or hesitated. Sister McKenna, I see you are driving, lakini karibu tunaweza sikia if we can. Please. You are muted, Sister McKenna.
I was wondering if you could take Lois and then I'll come next after Lois because I'm too close to where I'm going. Please.
Sure. Let me have Sister Lois then helping us here understand. Introduce yourself, Sister Lois, and in the meanwhile, after that, what skill, mindset, or system have you realized it's non-negotiable if 2026, sorry, this thing keeps on, and if 2026 is going to look different from 2025? You're muted.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lynette, for hosting us, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. Okay, this is Lois, originally from Kenya, but currently I live in Oregon, USA, together with my family, legal assistant by profession, and a proud digital business owner and mentor in this extraordinary business for ordinary people like you and any other person who is feeling that they need to make their life extraordinary, because that is what is going to happen. So we say that everything begins from our mind. And when I saw this question and I was like, yes, I'm the one doing this question, I just remembered that I listened to somebody who said, we create through our mind and then action and activities. So if you're deciding to create something that is going to be different for you in 2026 and make 2026 non-negotiable, you have to make sure that you have a different mindset altogether. And I know I have been a victim before, because you say, how are you telling me to have a different mindset altogether? I am still fearful, I'm still doubtful, I'm still comparing. I want to tell you that you have to realize that you cannot build a new future when you're still fearful. You have to let that fear go, you have to let that doubt go, and you have to stop comparing, because you have to understand that your life and their life are those totally different things. And we all move at our own pace, and we cannot move at the same pace altogether. And just to make you see this, the whole picture of it, why you should stop comparison is, can you imagine if in this world we were all the same? We all thought the same, we did things the same thing, we all looked alike. How do the world would be? For me, I would think it is be boring, because I need somebody else who can challenge me. I need somebody else who can tell me, yes, I love your idea, but if you could add ABCD, this could be different. So don't compare yourself, because they are living their journey and you're living your own journey. Don't allow fear to hold you back, because even God, the Bible says that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but He has given us the spirit of love and sound mind. And that, remember, I just started by saying that we create through our mind. So if God has given us a sound mind, why don't you want to use that mind in 2026 to create a better 2026 and leave the draining 2025 behind? Because I'm sure for you to be looking forward to a non-negotiable 2026 is because you felt delayed, you felt that there's so much delay in your life, and maybe you attributed to that. And some of the things how you attributed is to that is because you kept doubting and you kept not having the faith. And when I say having the faith, you might be saying by word of mouth, I'm saying, I have faith. But is that faith that you're talking about in the actions of what you're doing? So you have to make sure that you keep your faith grounded and focused, so that you can see the new season that you're going to. And the other thing is, you have to remember that you have to say consistency. Because in 2025, maybe you didn't say consistency, you just decided to do things when you have that motivation. And I want to tell you that motivation is something that comes and goes. It's just kind of a feeling. It will come and you feel motivated. It's kind of a mood. You feel motivated. You want to do this. You want to go for the Go Life. You want to join your fellow business people to brainstorm. But then when you feel you don't want, you just decided let it pass. But when you remain consistency, what it means that is that you build whether there are results or they are not. Whether you're tired or you're scared, you continue remaining consistent and showing, because showing up is non-negotiable when it comes to 2026. That is what I'm telling myself. I'm going to show up whether I'm ready or not, whether in my PJs or in my bed. I'm going to show up. It doesn't matter, because I know those small daily actions that I'm taking up every day are the ones that are going to outperform the efforts that I've been putting it. And I'm also going to remain committed and disciplined, because we have to understand that if you're not disciplined, we'll wake up one day and say, well, today I don't feel like, because you're not motivated. So how disciplined are you when you're approaching your 2026? And please don't wait for 2026 to come and that's when you're putting these things in place. Start putting them now in place. And so when it comes to 2026, it's just a continuation, because you want to make 2026 to be a year to remember. The year that you said, I will faithfully step and make a change in my life, because we have said, if it is not going to be, it starts with me. So if you really want that change, it has to start with you. It doesn't have to start with anybody else. It is just you. And also you have to make sure sorry, you have to make sure that you have the system in place that supports your life and not drains you. What do I want to say about this? Our business works on automation. So it's very easy for you to do this business. That is what we say. Because 80% has already been done for you, and that 20% is the mindset. So when you already have all those things together, you can move in a very systematic way. And for me, in 2026, I'm having this resolution, or rather, I have made up my mind and I'm going to be disciplined, that I'm adapting a CEO mental mindset. And what do I mean like that? What most of the time the CEOs don't do the work, because the CEO is at the top there, and because I'm the CEO of my company. Remember, this is something that belongs to me. And when you adapt that kind of mindset, of a CEO mindset, what are you saying? Those things that are important and urgent, I need to do them now and not tomorrow. It's now or never. So I am saying that. So what the CEO will say, I'm doing this now, and it is not going to be tomorrow. Those things that might be urgent and not as important, that you can do them later. There are those other things, they might not really be important and they may not be urgent. I'm going to delete them. And one of the things I want to say, because we are all a victim of this, and I am a victim of this, is overthinking. We overthink when we come to do some of these things. You are still overthinking. Should I jump into this business? What does it have to me? You really don't have to overthink about this. It is just taking that leap of faith and making a decision. This is what I want. Having those clear priorities for yourself. Sorry, English is not Englishing for me. So when you have those clear priorities for yourself, you decide what you need to delete. Because why would you waste a whole 1 hour just scrolling through the social media? That's something it just entertains you, it makes you happy, it lifts your mood, but delete it. That's what I'm trying to say. But then there are other those things that they are important and they give you something to support you and support your idea, which you need to do right now. Those ones you can delegate. And that is exactly what the CEO does. When he knows this is very important for my company to grow, I want to delegate it, and you delegate it to those people you know in your company that can do this business the best way possible. And it will make you get the profits that you want to get, because you do have your financial plan and you're seeing this is what we want to invest now, because we want to see our company at the end of 2026. This is where we want to our company to be. So you have to make sure that you protect those ones by delegating them to those people that you know are going to give you the results that you're looking for. So those are the systems that I plan to put in place to make my year to be non-negotiable, and because I do not want to be drained again. Those things that I need to delete, I'm deleting them. I don't want them to continue draining my life. Those people, things that I need to delegate, I'll delegate them. Let me do what I can do that helps me make the money that I want, and I need to do them right now. And I want to also say, if you learn a new skill, you have to make sure that you keep developing yourself. I think my business partners, you all agree with me that in this business, we have to accept that we have to keep developing ourselves as persons and with new skills. So you have to make sure that you learn that I have to make sure that by the beginning of 2026, I have acquired this skill. And if I haven't acquired, it is going to be a continuous process for me to acquire these skills so that I can get to wherever I want to be. Not just content creating or just creating content for the sake of creating content. Create it because you want to pass a message there. And remember, after all, you have to remember God first. You put God first, and all these things will continue unlocking yourself. So upgrade your skills. And I want to tell you why I say upgrading your skills is, for me, if there's something that I've benefited from this business, is developing myself. That's a story for another day. When you develop yourself, all other things fall into place. And then you have to have that identity shift. When you get that identity shift, understanding whom you're becoming and knowing who is she. And this person who Lois is becoming, she's not going to wait. I've already arrived in 2026 for myself. That's what I'm telling myself. And I'm telling myself I do have the confidence I need to get into 2026 by now. And I'm already disciplined. And I pray and I have faith that God is going to give me the resilience to stay disciplined and to be always bold, because I must become the woman that I plan myself to be. That is what I'm saying. So the future version that you're going to be seeing from me is going to be different. And I have to remember also to create boundaries, because not everybody you rub shoulders with in 2025 that you carry them in 2026 are going to make your future look the way you want. You have to make sure that you create those boundaries with people and time and energy. And the reason why I'm saying that, you have to tell yourself, if this is what I'm doing, is it taking my energy or it's giving me energy to move to the person that I want to be? If it is taking your energy, put that boundary and say, it's gone. I remember somebody told me, when you get to a certain age, make your circle smaller. And so when you make your circle smaller, in the process, you're creating boundaries. And why you create boundaries? Because you want sanity for yourself. And please do it without feeling guilty. And that is a decision Lois has made. Because I know creating boundaries is not being selfish. I'm just being a stewardship, because one time you'll understand why did she have to create those boundaries. So you have to learn to say no when you mean it's a no, and make sure whether, let's not feel like you're offending anybody, because you have to remember you can't pour into everyone and still expect yourself to grow. So that is what you have to understand. And above it all, you have to remember to give gratitude, because for every connection, every delay, every direction, and the way you're being shaped, you have to remember to say, thank you, Lynette, for shaping me to the person that I have become. Thank you, McKenna, because if it were not for you, I would not be here. The encouragement, the words you always spoke to me really encouraged me. That's why I'm saying that. So I'm very grateful for you. And you have also to remember, thank you, Regina, the many times we brainstormed throughout the 2025, how we are going to get into 2026. I'm very grateful for giving me that space that I can brainstorm with you, I can pour out to you. So you have always to remember to be thankful so that you can attract more grace. And final, 2026 will not look differently by accident. It will look different because you think differently. So you have to make sure that you move with intention and trust God boldly, because it's going to start with me. That is what we are saying. It's going to start with me, and it's not going to start with anybody. So remember, we create through our mind and then action and activities. Back to you, Lynette.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that is what this is all about. That is who she is becoming. When we say this is, if you look back January and when you're looking at us right now, there's a whole difference. When we tell about this journey is nothing about money. The real business here is who you are becoming. I'm excited to see and interact with Lois 2.0 come 2026, because I'm just energized listening and being in your presence. And as she says, gratitude is a secret. It comes with a lot of grace. And that is one thing for sure all of us can live to. Not to derail in what she has said, but the CEO mindset is this one thing. As you leave behind what has drained you in 2025, you set those boundaries. You are very clear on who you want to spend your time, how, when, which is a rare resource as we are learning. Showing up, ready or not ready, is climbing off the cliff and creating your plane on your way down. And that is where growth happens. So, Sister Lois, thank you so much for those nuggets that you are carrying with you. I'll be poking you now and then. Say, can you remind me again what you say? So that again, as we said, it's never a journey that is taken by one person. It's a journey that we are all as a group, as a unit, moving towards. So sense of belonging is one thing that we enjoy being in this business and being with my sisters here. I will go ahead and go back to our Sister McKenna. And Sister McKenna, as you introduce yourself, looking back, what worked because you took ownership and what didn't work because you waited or hesitated.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm still in the car. I had to stop here and make sure I talk or say something, but it was amazing just to listen to Lois there. And I was like, maybe one of these days we are making you a CEO of this group, yeah? Yeah. That was good. Yeah. So for those who are watching, my name is McKenna. Um, I was born and raised in Kenya, but I live in Nebraska, USA. It's starting to snow right now, but we bless the Lord for everything. In this business, I am a parent, a mom. That's why I had to drive. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so attached to this group, such that I can hold my phone and drive at the same time because I just want to be there. I was like, here, who is forcing me to be here? I was like, oh, I can't do without these people. And that's why I have to do all it takes. Sometimes we have that room to give excuses, but you realize when somebody, just as Lois was talking about, when you have somebody who means a lot to you, you can always squeeze time just to be there because we are team. We are team players. So let me have my question back, please, if you don't mind. Looking back, what worked because you took ownership? and what didn't work because you waited. For me, I've come from far. I can talk until tomorrow because I started this business in 2024. I always remember February 27. I had that desire to own my own business. No, I didn't have a heart to own my business because for me, I just wanted to start an online business that I never knew about, that I never thought about. And yes, as I went through the video, I understood the business model. I paid my 149. Yes, I realized, oh, this is an online franchise business, so it is my business. And we are doing marketing. And for me, I was not a camera person. I was very uncomfortable with social media and all that. And I had a real struggle. I always tell people, yes, I started my business. It was my own business. But I had a real struggle because I was like, oh, I have to show up on camera. That's the way. That's how it should be. And I will start by talking about how I disowned it. And I wasted a lot of time in fear for 15 months. Just there, doing what I'm supposed to do, what the training is saying, but still I wasn't getting any result. Until one day I said, McKenna, what are you afraid of? I was so afraid of people. I had a very huge circle of people who called themselves my friends. I called them their friends. I'm always faithful when it comes to friendship. And I said, why am I afraid? At first, I decided to block some of them, to throw them away out of my life so that I can move. And that is how I was able to own my business and say, this is my own business. From today, I am marching forward. It doesn't matter what people say. And that thing really helped me a lot. It helped me to change my perspective. And that is when I started seeing results in this business. Because most of the time, and again, for me, I started this business as a side hustle. I was like, oh, it's on the side. I don't have to do 1, 2, 3. But I said, this is my investment. I have to own it. And when I told myself I am in, I always laugh when I say my foot was outside. I decided to bring my feet in, my head in, my body in, and that is when things change. I hold it. So if you're out there, maybe today you're saying like, oh, you always see us talk about this business. This business will be yours. And once you own it, you have to do what it takes for you to do for your business. And that will really help you a lot. And therefore, I am so grateful to God for 2025. It has been a blessed year for me. I believe that 2026, we are bringing more people on board because to own this business, because it is their own business. So ownership is something very important that you have to. Before you take that step, you have to believe in yourself and believe that, yes, you're making out in this business because that's who we are, that's who we are becoming. And therefore, if you want to join the team, I would say this is your time, this is your chance. We're here to help you plug in. This business it has a wonderful system that works for us. And all what you do is just to believe in you. All what you need is just to take that step. So for now, Lane, that's what I can say. That owning what you have, what you possess, it makes you prosper. And for me, I can say that I am where I am today because I was able to belong. I feel like, yes. I feel like, yes, this is what I want and this is where I want to be. So back to you for now.
Hey, what? You sisters today, you just decided to throw nuggets at us like you've been waiting for such a time like this so that you can help us see life in a different perspective. Thank you so much, Sister McKenna. When we say if it has to happen, it starts with me. That is what ownership is all about. And part of that ownership will call on you to create those boundaries that Sister Lois mentioned about. And that boundary looks like blocking some of them if you have to. Go ahead and block. That is why we have that option. They knew it will come handy. And if somebody is standing in the way of your becoming, block them out. Like we say, Sister Lois said, you don't have to be moving to 2026 with everybody. Choose who you want to move with. Because, hey, the peace that you need by having another stream of income, it's for you and your kids. If you have kids, if you're a parent. That stress when you're having the sleepless nights, 3 a.m. without having sleep, that neighbor or that friend or wherever is not there with you. So if it's that friend making you not to embrace this opportunity, then block. When you are talking, Sister McKenna, I was like, by the way, where does this fear come from? If it was brick and mortar, kama ni duka lako umefungua, mostly people watakuja wakwambie, congratulations, this is what we wanted, whatever. What are you selling? So if fear ya online ilitoka wapi? That's the question I was asking myself. What are you fearing? This is just a brick and mortar store that you actually don't have to spend money on having a building. It just calls on you to show up as you. Starts with believing in yourself. So thank you so much, Sister McKenna. And just, I don't know whether anyone of you has anything, but I'm saying if there is one thing that I want, I don't know what you've taken away from you, whoever is listening, but if there's one thing I hope you take away from this conversation is that growth will cost you something. It will always cost you something. You know, that's what the journey is teaching us, as you have heard, that the real reward will not only be income, but the discipline that you build, the confidence that you didn't have before, the clarity about what matters most. You will realize something very powerful as you join. It's not just building for yourself. You'll be creating space for others to rise with you. So again, be deliberate, be more intentional, be more aligned with who you're becoming. And it won't just start with that perfect or being ready. It will start with a decision to grow while you build, to help as you learn, to trust and become very clear with what God has already put in place for you. And so if 2026 has to be, whatever that is, if it's more money, if it's more peace, if it's more of Regina, the Regina 3.0, or I don't know whether it will be 4.0, the McKenna 6.0, whatever that is, I'm just simply saying there are too many layers to who you are as a person. Just give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to evolve. And again, you know how we've come to learn that? It's through this opportunity. It's through this opportunity that while we were signing up, we thought we were looking for more money, but no, it's telling us no. This is a compensation plan for your self-development. Grab it and run with it. Remember, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Start with the first step. We are here to hold your hand, just like we were also helped, and we continue being helped, because every day there's something new that we learn. We don't want to go on this journey alone. Join us. Join us. Sister McKenna, Sister Regina, Sister Lois, it's me there, whoever, we are here to hold you. Just reach out, ask for, how do I start? And we'll say, start from here. For those who are watching us, thank you so much for being here with us. And again, we'll be here next Saturday, a time like this, because we can't keep quiet for the goodness. We can't keep quiet and dim our light. We are here to shine it so that somebody else can get hope out of it. So thank you so much. Thank you, my sisters, for creating time just to come here and again pass this forward the same way somebody did for you. For now, I'll say bye-bye, be blessed, and we'll be seeing you next Saturday. Bye.